Go find the mayor if you can, and stay out of trouble. And steal nothing unless it's information.
Of course.
Jose, you go find us someplace to rob. Bill, go make us some new friends. I'm gonna find out if old Cornwall and what's his name, Milton, knows we're here. Gentlemen, be well.
Ah! Get me a bloody drink, will you? A small one. Just big enough for me to swim lengths in, you know?
Yes, madam.
You know what? Great fuck, I'm drunk. You know, I used to be a great beauty. And an even greater wit. Time. What a total bastard it is, huh? And again, I always loved bastards. The real ones, I mean. Wedlock. Hugely overrated. I tried it enough. Well, I mean, I tried both. You know, bastards and marriage. I even married a bastard. That didn't work out so good. Oh my God. I should not have got up this morning. I need to go and sit down and have a little rest. I'm just gonna... Is anybody listening to me? I know I look like a drunken harlot, but let me be very clear, young man. I am a drunken harlot.
This is quite a town that you have here, Mr. Jameson.
Oh, I don't live here. I was here for the poker.
Oh, you play?
It's my weakness, my worst vice.
Perhaps you should have it whipped out of you like you advocate whipping the sin out of others.
Not whipping, sir, working, and besides, my vice is between me and my maker. I keep winning.
Every gambler says that, Mr. Jameson.
Yes, I know, but like I said, the next big tournament, which I will not be attending, is for a game too rich for my blood. I may be a knave, but I am a sensible knave.
Is that so?
Well, sure, I'm not a wealthy man. I run a prison. The old riverboat tournaments are for card sharks and rich fools. A really big stakes game attracts oilmen and such, like, from all over. My pockets are not deep enough for that.
You are a wise man.
I'm a conservative man, at least.
The fact is, since the war, the government has done an awful job of preserving law and order, Mr. Jameson.
Well, I agree, Major. Well, at my prison, we are doing the best to remedy that failure. You know, my friend works in the Caribbean. He faces real rebellion. If we don't act decisively, we will endure the same here, and all of this, all of these garden parties and civility, they will be doomed. I believe in civilizing the masses, sir. But the first order of civilization is order. Law and order.
I agree.
Without law and order, we will have anarchy.
But with too much law and order, won't we have dictatorship or worse? Monarchy.
The law should be a dictator. That is the American way.
I thought the American ideal was liberty.
Sure. Liberty under the law.
Very interesting.
Major Crowley, Mr. Chambers, I must go speak to someone for a second. Oh, the eavesdropper. I had to get away from that awful Major Crowley pontificating on law and order. You should see my prison. That's what law and order looks like.
Hopefully as a visitor, not as an inmate.
Indeed. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening, sir.
Mr. Chambers?
What are you loitering around me for? Mingle, dear boy. Have you tracked down the mayor yet?
Not yet. Any chance?
I mean, modern art is all very well, but my daughter could do better.
Oh, you're not such a Philistine.
You're walking away from history, you fool! Women and men both deserve to decide the future. This is meant to be the land of liberty, but somehow I am not free to vote.
You are...
Look me in the eye and tell me in all honesty that I am not the equal of any man you've ever met.
You're preaching again, Mrs. Wicklow.
And you're burying your head in the sand again, sir.
Don't blame me for God's mistakes, if they were mistakes.
What do you mean?
Women are inferior to men, madam. It's not my fault. It's a fact. Undeniable. Demonstrable. I will not deny it simply because of fashion.
I'm intrigued, sir, to hear your arguments.
I am your clear superior.
You're different, but you're neither my better nor my inferior, sir.
Okay, madam. I will not prove it by publicly thrashing you.
Well, you're stronger than me, sure. But as civilized beings, haven't we moved past that? Apparently not. Good evening to you, sir. I will go find some other people to threaten to hit me, if that's okay with you, sir.
How do you do, ma'am?
I mean, did you hear what that man said? Inferior. Do you think women should have the vote?
These days.
Oh, I don't care. I've never voted anyway.
Well, that's no better. Anyway, if you'll excuse me, I'm still furious with that oath.
The rest of it was nonsense, but... would you like tickets?
What?
This cabaret show at the Theater Ramur. It's jolly fun.
Sure. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Good evening.
Well,
Ew.
can I help you, sir? I'm not quite sure yet. Albert Daniels, Brent Tilden. This is Mr. Hector Fellows. Well, it's nice to meet the both of you. New suit? Yeah. No, it's a new shirt. Are you new in town? Yes. I come from the west. I mean the north. The northwest. Okay. I came down from Washington myself many years ago.
This town gets to a man, undermines even the best of us.
I'm doing my best, sir.
Truth is an absolute, sir. Don't you think?
What I don't quite understand.
Well, you are not, it would seem, the only one.
I was in the army once.
Good for you.
What do you do now? Well, I'm not quite, I'm an American. Yes, but what do you do? Oh, well, I'm in between jobs at the moment. Oh, of course.
You shall be too, sir, if you don't sharpen up your morality.
I'm trying, sir, I'm trying.
Well, try harder, much harder.
What would you like me to do? To hit the mayor myself?
Impudence. I see you still got that. But it takes more than a steady line and insults to succeed in newspapers. At least in mine. Good evening.
What's coming into you?
So hard these days to find men of true morals. Especially in journalism.
Indeed, it is.
And you certainly won't find many here. How do you think they got so rich? Well, anyway, enjoy your evening.
How are you? Would you like some champagne?
Of course. Thank you, sir. You are quite the gentleman. Clearly not from this swampy hellhole.
Thank you.
Ladies, I'll see you next week.
Enjoying yourself?
You know, I think those fellers were making fun of me. Anyway, what you found out?
Nothing too much yet.
I'll be glad when this is over.
Some French, sir. Sort of. Originally. I'm from Quebec. but I left many moons ago. And you?
Oh, no. I came down from New York for a job. I'm a banker.
A banker?
An investment banker.
You're the fellows who never lend me money when I need it. And when I've got too much, try to lend me more.
And what do you do, Mr. LaFawn?
Originally furs, but now all sorts. Lumber, leather, even maple syrup. My partners and I represent 20, well, more like 23% of all the trade heading south from Quebec into the U.S.
And who do you bank with?
Oh, the usual bunch of clowns in New York.
Do you bank with anyone in the South?
Not one I particularly like.
Well, have you considered Lemoyne National Bank?
Oh, I need a big bank, sir. We borrow a lot of money and generate a lot of cash. Some nervous small-town bank could finish us in a bad year.
Small town? We handle more cash and cash equivalents than any bank south of Manhattan, including St. Louis. Almost all the Caribbean trade banks with us. We work with all the remaining cotton growers in the U.S. who still use a lot of cash, and we help finance half the reconstruction projects after the war. We love big clients, and we love cash. Our branch alone here in town has more cash reserves on site than any bank in the entire country, outside of Wall Street and San Francisco.
Well, perhaps we could discuss it further one day, Mr. Knightley. When it comes to bankers, I drive a hard bargain, but I'm very fair in business.
I would at least like the opportunity to show you our business.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go find my fiancée.
Of course. And congratulations. A wife is a wonderful thing.
What are you trying to do here?
Could be interesting.
I think I saw you earlier.
Yes, you were talking to that blowhard, Alfred LaFawn.
Ah, you know him. Are his money interests as large as he made out?
Oh, very much so. How's your evening going?
Met some interesting people. What about you? Did you speak to the mayor?
I'm still looking for him.
Well, look a little higher.
So, anyway, I heard that Judith Hawksbill has taken a lover.
Of course she has. That slippery fool has had that coming for years.
But that's not the interesting part. What's interesting is that her lover is a Pole.
You okay?
Oh, my lord. The pesky nut. What a way to go, eh? Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, yes. Thank you. Algernon Wasp.
Hello. Tacitus Kilgore.
Hello, Mr. Kilgore. No, what is it that you do?
I'm an adventurer.
Oh, me too. Pursuer of the exotic and the remarkable. An aesthete in this land of commonplace heathens. My card, sir. Pay me a visit in my atelier. I must just go and purge. I intend to stay thin until I pass away. Good evening.
What's in your head?
Sir?
Thank you again, my fellow adventurer. And please, do pay me a visit at my atelier.
I'll try to.
Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay away from the nuts would be my advice.
Even it really is a beautiful hair.
I got it from Mr. Wasp. He's the finest milliner in the state and quite the most interesting purveyor of the exotic. But don't tell anyone, sir. The women here are all desperate to know.
Ma'am?
Still admiring my hat, I see.
No? Not really.
The truth is, since the war, the country's doomed itself.
I disagree. The war? The war was 30 years ago. I was just a boy. And since then, we have fought more wars. And we will fight more again.
Now, the country tore itself apart.
And what do you think, sir?
I think war is a fine way of thinning the herd.
Exactly. This man is a realist.
I cannot believe I am hearing this. Excuse me.
Sometimes, sir, the innocent are the damned. Enjoy your evening. I must go see my wife.
That's not what I said.
It is sad times we live in.
Hello, ma'am.
Thank you for the champagne. I'm glad there's still some gentlemen left around here.
Well, I hate to see a lady with an empty glass.
Not like that.
Hi there.
Are you enjoying the party? How do you know the mayor?
I don't. I'm actually hoping to meet him.
He's definitely around. I just saw him. A man in demand.
I'm sure. Good evening.
I apologize for that woman, sir. The last thing she needs is more champagne.
Hey, if she's having a good time.
I'm not sure.
Of
Good to see you
course,
again.
I'm married, Miss Tweedy. But marriage is more business than romance.
And you're romantic, are you, Mr. Hawksbill?
Always have been. A true romantic. A dreamer. Why don't you let me show you someday?
And you think my cousin would appreciate that demonstration?
Your cousin is a cold woman. I'm a very lonely man.
And I am more than someone's blanket against the night's chill. Good evening, Mr. Hawksbill. Please stop pestering me.
Madam, I am not the shallow cad I appear, sir. I love that woman.
Madam!
Yoo-hoo!
How are you?
I really do love Miss Tweedy.
Darling.
It isn't just champagne talking. Have you ever married the wrong woman, sir?
No. But I ain't married the right one either.
Well, I've made quite a habit of it.
How are you all doing?
Bonjour.
Hi there.
Must apologize for Manos be back there. Nice fellow, but his views are a little, well, feminine.
Apologize to your wife, not me.
Yes, very good.
Good evening.
Self-righteous know-it-all.
Excuse me?
Oh, not you. Hector Fellows. I thought you overheard our conversation. He pays me to be the editor of that newspaper, but he pokes his nose in at every turn. He thinks morality is unbiased, but it is quite the opposite. I'm sorry. I'm ranting.
Hello?
It ain't complex, MU. And only an idiot like you, buddy, would try to make it so.
I will not deny idiocy, sir, but perhaps now is not the time.
Typical pansy.
You are drunk, Ferdinand.
I'm not drunk, you fool. But this man loves darkies.
Hey, you are pretty drunk. Hey, what say you and me cool off?
Hello?
Get your hands off me. Come on, sleep it off. Sit down and calm down. Count to 1,000. Then you can rejoin the party.
Evening, ladies. Evening,
Bonjour.
folks. Evening,
Howdy.
all.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Henri Lemieux. I hope you're enjoying my party.
The mayor.
Allegedly.
There's quite a place you got here.
It's not mine, and the city is horribly in debt, but we can still put on a good show. Do you know Evelyn Miller?
My lord. The writer?
Well, we seem to have another deranged drunkard on our hands.
Shall we?
Oh, my lord, they're fantastic.
Excuse me, brother. Excuse me, brother. Monsieur, please. Mr. Cornwall was quite insistent, I'm afraid. He shouted down the telephone for several minutes.
Mr. Cornwall is a horse's ass, and a bad horse.
I'm very sorry, sir.
It's not your fault. I'm a fool for trusting him. I'll come inside in a minute. Let me enjoy the fireworks.
Of course.
Did he say something about Cornwall? Yes. Find out what.
Evening, folks.
My friend.
I like you, mister. You have a kind face. Evening, all.
Bonjour.
Well, good luck to you.
So long.
How are you all doing?
No problems? Everything's fine. We have the